Ikinagimbal ng ilang senador ang mga isiniwalat ng umano'y tumutulong kay Alice Guo, ito nga ay si PNP Chief General Acorda, hindi nga makapaniwala ang lahat matapos nitong tila ilaglag ang iligal na trabaho nina Alice Guo at Mayor Kalugay. Narito panoorin ang video.
Alice, yeah. According to news reports that we read a few days ago, according to your lawyer, tatakbo ko ng mayor ulit?
Your Honor, sa ngayon, hindi po.
Hindi na. What changed your mind? Kasi sabi ng lawyer mo, tatakbo ko ulit mayor.
Your Honor, haharapin ko po muna yung mga accusations po sa akin. Linisin ko po muna yung sarili ko po. At para maging fair din po para sa mga constituents ko po na minamahal ko po.
Very good. Okay, if I may proceed. General Corda. Sige. All right.
Yes, thank you, SP Pro Tempore. I understand that former Chief PNP Acorda wishes to give an opening statement, and we will allow him to do so. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Madam. First of all, I want to thank this committee under the leadership of Senator Rizal Ontiveros for inviting me and giving me the chance to clarify things that may have left questions and doubts on me. Before I answer your questions, Your Honors, I would like to emphasize what had really happened before the Bamban Pogo raid last March 13, 2024. Few months before the supposed raid, persistent reports have come to my attention that illegal activities are transpiring in a Pogo hub in Bamban, Tarlac. As the Chief PNP and trained intelligence officer, we conducted case build-up and validated these reports until we were able to come up with a better picture of what is really going on inside the Bamban Pogo hub. Your Honors, barely 17 days before my supposed retirement on March 31, 2024, after having been extended by the President, pinilit ko po na trabahuin sa tulong ng mga taong nagbigay ng mahalagang impormasyon through prompt interagency coordination with task agencies and other intelligence units, lalong-lalo na po ang ating kasama si Yusek Gilbert Cruz po sa PAOK, we were able to carry out said law enforcement operations successfully. Indeed, that operation played a crucial role in exposing the truth about the Pogos operating in the country, wherein it involves various illicit activities, including the proliferation of illegal drugs, human rights violations, human trafficking, and other criminal acts. Personally, I am happy with what I see in the Senate and even in the Quad Committee hearing in the Congress. The public is becoming increasingly aware of the significant role that illegal Pogo operations play in various criminal activities across the country. At this point, Your Honor, may I clarify the photos of me with some persons of interest that have surfaced during the previous Senate hearing. As with regards to the photo with Mr. Tony Yang, una ko pong nakita at nakilala si Mr. Tony Yang last December 2020, noong ako po ay naging Deputy Regional Director for Administration ng Police Regional Office 10 in Cagayan de Oro City. I met him acting in my capacity as the DRDA in some official and social occasions, him being a member of a local Filipino-Chinese Business Chamber of Commerce. Sumunod po ay nung ako po ay naitalaga bilang Regional Director ng nasabing rehiyon noong November 2021. Masasabi ko po ng aming pag-uusap ay patungkol sa seguridad at peace and order ng rehiyon and to promote conducive business environment. I met him not on personal basis, but him representing a business group in Cagayan de Oro City. Honestly, Your Honors, during that time, wala pa akong natanggap na impormasyon patungkol sa warrant of arrest niya o wanted siya sa bansa o maging sa China. As Regional Director and Intelligence Officer, all my dealings with him were purely professional. With regards to the photo with Mayor Dong Kalugay and company, As to my association with Mayor Kalugay, if I remember it correctly, Your Honor, I first met him when I was assigned with the Directorate for Intelligence sometime in August 2022. He was inviting me then to be the guest of honor and speaker for the incoming town fiesta in Sual, of which I respectfully declined. Dati po kasi akong chief of police ng bayan ng Sual sometime in 1995 when I was still a young lieutenant. Until my appointment as the 29th Chief of the Philippine National Police last April 24, 2023, Your Honors, for the first few months after having been appointed as the new Chief PNP, several personalities such as businessmen, local politicians whom I have formerly met, former colleagues and friends have visited me to extend their felicitations. In this case, I presume that he called my office and sought for a courtesy call visit which he had secured. As to his entourage during the visit, I have no personal knowledge whom he was tagging along with. Based on my recollection, the photo that was shown was taken last May 6, 2023, barely 2 weeks after my appointment. And as I recall, marami po akong bisita during that time, hindi lang po ang grupo ni Mayor Kalugay. I hope this explanation clarifies any misunderstanding and dispels any doubts regarding my character. And Your Honors, once again, thank you very much for this opportunity. If there are other questions that needs to be clarified, I am ready to answer them, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, SP Pro Tempore. But before I call the SP Pro Tempore, una po, former Chief PNP Acorda, before my follow-up question sa inyong statement, at least importante po na ibinalita nyo sa aming komite yung naging papel nyo, leadership and approval of that successful raid in the Bamban Tarlac Pogo Hub. Dahil hindi po yon naunang lumabas dito sa aming pagdinig at para sa kaalaman ng ating publiko. Importante po yun at salamat po sa impormasyong iyon. So for follow-up questions, I'll call first the SP Pro Tempore.
So sinabi ni Senator Risa, I would like to commend the former Chief PNP for initiating the second raid during his tenure as Chief PNP dito sa Bamban, together with the assistance of the PAOK-TF. Am I correct? All right. General Acorda, how long did you know Mr. Tony Yang? At ano talaga ang pagkatao nito?
Your Honors, as I stated, una ko siya nakilala nung naging DRD ako, and yung pagkatao niya po, I've heard about his relationship, about his brothers, and sa negosyo po doon sa Cagayan de Oro, I understand marami po siyang negosyo doon. Kasama na po yung pagpaparating po ng bigas po, Your Honor.
Pagpaparating ng bigas, pag-smuggle?
Well, whether it's smuggled or not, Your Honor, I cannot qualify that. Maybe it's up for the...
All right. How did he seek an appointment to your office?
Usually, Your Honor, when I was in Region 10, we have direct contact because I gave him my calling card, and sometimes through my staff, but it's not that frequent, Your Honor. Kumbaga, nagkakataon lang pag may mga pag-uusapan, especially when there are activities in the camp or yung mga gift-giving operations namin, Your Honor.
So, yung litrato niyo ni Mayor Kalugay, paano ka na-contact ni Mayor Kalugay? Paano siya nakarating sa office mo when you were then the Chief PNP?
The same way, Your Honor, kasi may gate po kami doon. Usually, pag may papasok po sa aking quarters or sa White House, dadaan po sa gate and itatawag sa gate, i-clarify po may
Ibig sabihin,
appointment.
wala siyang appointment nung pumunta siya sa inyo? Ikaw ng Chief PNP noon, dapat may appointment bago makipagkita sa inyo.
Your Honor,
If it is really very important.
Your Honor, I cannot exactly recall kung talagang naka-appoint yun or hindi, but usually when he visits me, ganun po ang proseso. Idadaan sa gwardiya, itatawag kung pwedeng makapag-seek ng appointment. Because as I recall, Your Honor, during the time when I was the Chief PNP, talagang maraming bisita and nagiging extension na rin po yung official residence ko as part of my office.
So matagal mo nang kilala si Mayor Kalugay?
Since I became the director for intelligence, Your Honor.
Nakikita mo si Mayor Alice doon sa Sual?
I never went to Sual during his term as mayor, Your Honor. And
Ano narinig mo
hindi.
sa kanilang dalawa?
um,
Meron ka ba narinig?
aside from the blogs, Your Honor, wala na po akong
Oh,
personal knowledge, Your Honor.
wala na talaga. Anyway, Gerald Villanueva, if I may. Gerald Villanueva. All right, you mentioned before during the previous hearing that there is a chief PNP that was involved in the escape of Alice Go. And of course, si Senator Bato already questioned you about it. At hindi naman si Senator Bato yon. Now, General Acorda is a former chief PNP. Is he the one involved?
Actually, sir, Your Honor, I already clarified this in the past two sessions that I do not even have a name. I don't have a name. So even if I have a name and I don't have any confirmation, I won't divulge it here, sir.
You would not?
Divulge it if I'm not sure it's confirmed. Confirmed, sir.
Why
Your
did you
Honor.
give that kind of
That's why-
statement?
I said, sir, I dismiss it as rumor only, sir.
Yeah, are you spreading rumors here in this committee? Why did you have to
No, sir.
say that statement?
That's
that,
why
there
I-
is a,
that's
let
why-
me finish.
yes, sir.
Let me finish. That there is a former chief PNP that helped the escape of Alice Go. And then the next day you retracted it.
Even on the first, the previous hearings, even from the very start, I did not say that the former chief PNP helped Alice Guo escape. It's not in the. I never even said that it's a confirmed or something. Even from the very start, I dismiss it as rumor, sir.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, SP Pro Tempore. Miss Mary Ann Maslog.
Madam Chair, before we go there, may I just
Yes, Senator Joel. Could I just see if Miss Maslog is here? Miss Mary Ann? Jessica Francisco is her name here. Okay, I'll get to you in a minute. Senator Joel.
Chair, just to inform the body, I just got a message from the Commission on Election, the minutes of the referendum consultation of the COMELEC about or already been signed by the chairperson and the commissioners, Madam Chair. Let me just read the excerpts of this 12 pages, Madam Chair, na report po sa atin. Nakalagay lang po dito, with that, it is clear from the evidence presented by complainant that there is a sufficient ground to believe that respondent committed material misrepresentation in violation of Section 74 of the OEC in relation with Section 262 of the same code when she declared in her COC that is a Filipino citizen and a resident of Banban Tarlac, when in truth and in fact she is not. Wherefore, premises considered, this department respectfully recommends the filing of information against respondent Alice Leal Go Huaping, Lin Gu, for violation of Section 74 of the Omnibus Election Code in relation to Section 262 of the same code, respectfully submitted. The Commission resolved, as it hereby resolves, to adopt the recommendation of the Law Department to the filing of information against respondent Alice Leal Go Huaping, before the proper regional trial court for violation of Section 74 in relation Sections 262 of the Omnibus Election Code. Let the Law Department implement this resolution signed by Chairperson and Commissioner of COMELEC. So kahit na gustuhin pa rin ni Ms. Guo Huaping na tumakbo sa susunod na halalan, talagang hindi po siya pwedeng payagan at hindi na po siya pinapayagan tumakbo. Just to put that information, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Joel. So additional reinforcement dun sa sagot ni Go Huaping kanina kay SP Pro Tempore na hindi na niya balak mag-file ng Certificate of Candidacy. The Chair apologizes to Senator
Yeah,
Grace
it's
kung
okay.
hindi ko kayo na-acknowledge as soon as you had arrived.
It's
SP
okay.
Pro Tempore, I believe Senator Grace would like to
Just as an
interject.
additional information also for the information of the public in general. In fact, we have been told that the function of COMELEC is really ministerial to accept the submission of the candidate's application to run. However, COMELEC also has the authority to disqualify. Because in fact, I went through that. The COMELEC unbank that actually decided on their own. In fact, yung sa akin nga, overwhelmingly Filipino citizen dahil mula ng pagkabata, meron ng mga dokumento na mga litrato ko. Ito nga, kinakapatid
Sigurado
ko,
ka?
ganyan. Sigurado ako yung mga nasa litrato na yun eh. So, in short, even at that time with a lot of opposition, it was very difficult to just file and be accepted as a candidate. So right now, I'm glad that Senator Joel has brought this up. There is really material evidence to disqualify. Of course, they can go to other courts, but ang importante kasi hindi na makaabot sa printing eh. Kasi pag umabot pa doon, malilito pa ang ating mga kababayan, ano ba to, pasok ba to or hindi. Pero malaking kahihiyan din kasi sa atin na pagkatapos ilabas ang lahat ng ito at talagang meron namang talagang masasabing malaking duda, mapapayagan pa. So yun lang, meron talagang otoridad ang COMELEC na i-disqualify.
Pero hindi pa,
Thank you.
I don't think, wala pa naman,
SP Pro
it's
Tempore.
not yet, thank you, Madam Chair, it's not yet final and executory. Pwede pa mag-appeal yan, with all due respect.
Unang-una, pwede
Di
pang
ba?
mag-appeal sa mga korte. Pero ang alam naman natin, when time is of the essence, the Supreme Court usually decides. But what I'm saying is, hopefully before the printing of the ballots, another thing that we need to look at is the angle of who is going to file
Complaint.
with the COMELEC unbank.
Yes.
Is it the OSG? Is it the DOJ? Is it a third party? So it's something that needs to be done within COMELEC. I don't know if they have the authority to unilaterally decide without an actual case being filed.
In fact, and thank you for that, Senator Grace. In fact, nakapagsalita rin, please correct me if I'm wrong kung may taga-OSG dito, nakapagsalita rin yata today or yesterday sa media ang Office of the Solicitor General na pwedeng gawin yon ng COMELEC liban kung pipigilan sila ng isang korte. Pero salamat, Senator Grace, for speaking on that. Based on experience, based din ng pag-champion no, ng mga karapatan ng ating vulnerable sectors, halimbawa mga foundlings na isinabatas pa natin at bilang isang tulad ng buong Senado, nagsusulong ng credible election.
Madam Chair, first I'd like to thank you kasi actually ikaw yung tumulong dito sa late registration of birth, yung parang mga adoption actually and the rights of foundlings. Ang nakakalungkot dito, yung mga merong karapatan talaga na legal na mga Pilipino dumadaan sa napakahabang proseso para makapagrehistro. Samantalang may isang probinsya na ilan ang nakapagrehistro na overage na, well, okay lang naman kasi late registration, pero halatang hindi talaga Pilipino, pero sa isang iglap, nakakapagrehistrong ganon. So marami talagang gumagamit ng batas sa maling paraan. So kailangan din natin mabantayan.
Madam
At
Chair,
isasama po natin sa committee report.
Yeah.
Salamat, Senator Grace.
Sure,
Senator Joel,
one-
before I go
one
back to
very
SP Pro Tem.
information that I'd like to contribute, Madam Chair, is that we should not forget that the Office of the Ombudsman dismissed former Mayor Alice Go may perpetual disqualification po eh. So that's very ano ho yun, no? Yeah, it's still appealable, but unless the court issues a temporary restraining order, that's the only time that the COMELEC can be restrained from doing anything. Number two, and which is why I made mention about the NBank's report, is that proven na hindi po siya Pilipino. So this is again for someone to run in public office is a mockery of our law. So yun po yung napakatibay na ebidensya at kailangang maintindihan ng bawat isa na nakikinig po sa atin. Salamat, Madam Chair.
Salamat, Senator
Chair.
Joel. And at higit sa lahat ay sana mangibabaw yung desisyon. Tingin ko po mabuting desisyon na sinabi kanina ni Ms. Guo Huaping na hindi na magpa-file ng Certificate of Candidacy. Before I question Ms. Maslog, Ms. Francisco,
Yes.
SP Pro Tempore would like to pose some final questions to
Thank you, Madam
former Chief
Chair,
PNP
for
Accord.
this opportunity again. General Acorda, I got hold of a picture, no? You were together with the then Mayor Alice Go. In this picture, you were side by side together with that. May I know what event was this?
General Corda.
Yes, sure, Madam Chair. That is the only opportunity that I was able to meet personally.
First time?
Yes, Your Honor. And in that activity, it was the police service anniversary of Region 3, wherein I was the guest of honor of Region 3. And Mayor Alice Go was one of the awardee. But may I emphasize, Your Honor, that the deliberation for the selection of the awardees is not at the national headquarters level, but at the level
You
of,
were not
uh,
part or instrumental in deliberating the award given to then Mayor Alice Go. Am I
yes, Your
correct?
Honor. And because of that also, in our planning with USEC Gilbert Cruz, we decided that we will not use Region 3, but instead we use Region 1 and Cordillera during the operation, Your Honor.
All right. All right. One last question, General Corda. When you raided the Bamban Pogo Hub, bakit hindi mo ginamit yung CIDG Region 3? Why did you utilize yung CIDG NCR? Why not Region 3? Kasi Region 3 covers Pampanga. Am I correct?
Yeah, yes, sure. It's just a precaution on my part, not because I don't trust yung Region 3, but because of the massive requirement of police officers to be deployed. Nag-precaution lang po kami na konti ang magiging commotion during the operation.
So
Your
was
Honor.
the raid successful? What have you retrieved during the raid?
We extracted some data and also may mga na-rescue po tayo, Your Honor. And I think to my appreciation, we can consider it as a successful
Very
operation.
successful.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
that
Your Honor.
is additional feather in your cap.
May I be allowed, sir, to correct something because I think I mentioned earlier that we were assisted by PAOK. It will be an understatement, Your Honor. In fact, Yusek Gilbert Cruz talagang siyang nagsumikap din. Talagang grabe yung coordination namin,
So
Your
meron
Honor.
kayong talaga coordination si Yusek Gilbert.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alam mo, matagal ko nakilala si Yusek Gilbert. Naging chief of police ko pa sa San Juan yan. No, mayor ko. Matinong tao yan. Yun lang, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, SP Pro Tempore.
In May 2015, the United Front work was raised to the rank of Central Conference, thereby acknowledging its increased importance. The most distinctive characteristic of United Front work in the Xi Jinping era consists more than ever on the strategic importance of the United Front and the necessity to improve its coordination. Lastly, Madam Chair, the United Front is therefore a Communist Party policy devised to develop and reinforce its hegemony. The activities of the United Front consist in allying with or neutralizing groups situated outside the sphere of control of the Chinese Communist Party. to ensure its role as the sole legitimate representative of the Chinese people. Concretely, this means eliminating domestic and external enemies, controlling groups that could defy CCP authority, building a coalition around the party in order to serve its interests, and projecting influence abroad in such a way that even individuals and groups based in liberal societies such as ours are brought to censor themselves and avoid taking a position against the Chinese Communist Party. So in conclusion, Madam Chair, whether or not we are able to establish the espionage activities of both Xie Zhijiang and Wan Guo Huaping, we already see, Madam Chair, the extent of malign activities of a certain nation in our country. And as a, Madam Chair, if you will permit, this has an impact on the current efforts of the Senate, especially in one, encouraging all our government agencies and even our local government units to pursue prudence and due diligence in their dealings with entities from mainland China. Even noting the efforts previously of our Senate Economic Affairs under Senator Win and our Senate Committee on Public Order and Safety, we already saw the corrosive effects of the POGOs earlier. I think this was last year. Therefore, we encourage the efforts of Senator Jinggoy Estrada in amending our Commonwealth-era espionage law and combining it with efforts to draft an anti-foreign interference law. Also, the strengthening of focal agency measures pertaining to, for example, our birth certificate, which has become the entry point for all other fake documents like passports, LTO driver's licenses, and the like. Third, related to the previous measure, to strengthen the counterintelligence efforts, not just across defense, military, and intelligence agencies, but even those government agencies that may have indirect security implications. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Deputy Asedillo. Pati sa pagtukoy ng at pag-affirm ng mga areas for remedial legislation na pinapahalagan talaga ng komite namin as we have gone through these successive hearings. Yung brief but very substantive report nyo prefigures some of my follow-up questions and I think gives a very important, not just cautionary note, pero sabi nyo nga paalala o mungkahi sa lahat nating nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno. So it's an understatement almost to say na plausible yung Al Jazeera documentary. Not 100% certain, but at least plausible. Tama po ba, Deputy?
Yes, Madam Chair. If I was referring earlier to certain common elements between Ms. Guo Huaping and Xie Zhijiang, if you can notice between them, Madam Chair, they were practically plucked out of obscurity. And they suddenly become awash with cash, which allowed them to foray into business and eventually, in the case of Ms. Guo Huaping, even a foray into politics. Again, without discounting the possibility that this is in aid of espionage activities, on the basis alone that they are able to penetrate various agencies of government, undermine various systems existing within our country, this becomes a very, very, shall we say, insightful case for every one of us to take note, Madam Chair, not just us in the national security sector.
Opo. So, kaya siguro that accounts for the great interest ng ating mga kababayan sa particular case study na to. And dahil napaka-interesante in that way also si Xie Zhijiang, sinikap na ba ng NICA makipag-ugnayan kay Xie?
Yes, Madam Chair. Again,
Okay.
without divulging further detail, there is indeed such an effort.
Okay. Now, one thing that, and nabanggit nyo na rin kanina, almost indirectly, Deputy, one thing that stood out for me dun sa Zoom interview namin kay Wang Fugui, yung sinabi niyang not all the spies are Chinese. Tumitingin din ba kayo sa mga alegasyon na may mga kababayan nating espiyang Pilipino pero nagsisilbi sa interes ng dayuhang bansa?
Madam Chair, there are at least three ways that this may be achieved. One is for the Chinese government to make use of their massive diaspora, not just here in the Philippines, but all across the globe. Second is the use of our own citizens, either through the promise of money and other enticements, whether or not sila po ay sold doon po sa gustong gawin ng CCP. But the mere fact po that there are enticements, madali pong makuha ang loob nila. A third, Madam Chair, although wala pa po kaming documented instance of this in our country, there is one instance in the United States that the Chinese government used a Taiwanese citizen to access sensitive information within the US government, Madam Chair, because precisely that Taiwanese citizen would be a throw-off. Hindi po siya paghihinalaan given the strong alliance of these two countries, of Taiwan with the US, pero siya po yung tinarget at siya po yung nakuha ng Chinese government.
At yung animosity din supposedly between Beijing and Taipei. Gusto ko lang, before I go on to my next question, gusto ko lang i-make of record dahil 2 beses nang nabanggit ito and kahit papano nababahala ako eh. I know it's necessary dun sa pag-aaral nyo sa 3 possible trajectories, 3 paraan, pero nababanggit talaga yung massive diaspora. And gusto ko lang ulit i-affirm na Chinese Filipinos are Filipinos. At yung Chinese Filipino community dito sa atin, on many occasions, ang majority sa kanila talagang explicit sumusuporta sa Philippine national interest. And in particular, ilang pagkakataon tumulong mismo sa investigasyong ito ng Committee on Women. I wouldn't be surprised kung sa Committee on Economic Affairs, on Public Safety and Dangerous Drugs, even Committee on Labor na isa pa sa mga Senate committees na nag-imbestiga laban sa POGO. So kaugnay nung pinag-usapan natin kanina that this is not about anti-China or anti-Chinese dahil tumutulong din po tayo sa mga Chinong victim survivors ng human trafficking. In the same way, gusto ko lang i-make of sarili kong maternal great-grandmother, pure Chinese. Halos lahat siguro tayo around the table, we have the heritage as well. So I just wanted to make that of record while appreciating yung difficult task na kailangan ginagawa ng intelligence community natin in this very globalized world, no? Na nagiging, sabi nyo nga kanina, Deputy, it's very complex. Deputy, an earlier school of thought was that hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng spies sa POGO kasi galit ang China sa POGO. Galit ang China sa casino bosses. And in fact, this was the rebuttal of our critics when we first surfaced the idea of espionage activities in Bamban na hindi na naman namin inimbento kasi nung nag-ocular inspection kami doon pagkatapos ng raid, mismong yung mga law enforcement and I suppose intel persons natin doon ay nagsabing meron din kaming iniimbestiga na possible hacking, possible interception ng government communications at government websites. So, pagkatapos ng unang rebuttal na ganun, lumalabas unti-unti ang ebidensya hanggang ngayon. First, dun sa defected agent na si Elias Eric, who penetrated Cambodia's scam compounds. Tapos yung Washington Post report about criminal networks in Myanmar enjoying protection from the Chinese government. And now itong Shi Zhejiang, allegedly both billionaire boss at saka MSS agent na iniimbestigan nyo pa. So, sang-ayon ba kayo, Deputy, sa akin na itong walang spy sa POGO kasi galit ang China sa POGO theory, dapat abandonahin na ito?
Madam Chair, for us to fully understand to what ends the CCP and the Chinese government will go or to what lengths they will go, we first have to understand that their ideology is rooted in Marxist-Leninist doctrine. Ang ibig po sabihin nun, they don't have any qualms about what we would call tactical alliances. And these tactical alliances may involve, for example, what we call whitelist parties. Ano po itong mga whitelist parties? Ito po yung mga partido, political parties that don't have very strong ideological leanings. So, pwede po silang makipag-alyansa sa mga ganong klaseng partido. But more importantly, Madam Chair, there has now been there's been established evidence that even po yung mga Chinese triad groups have been used by several levels of subterfuge, either to the MSS or through other means. Sila po ay ginagamit din. If the only way to gain a foothold, we have seen this in other countries and probably even in our own country, if one of the ways to establish foothold is to establish, for example, a gambling den or other means of illicit activity, then they will resort to that, Madam Chair. Again, because it is deeply rooted in their doctrine. Wala po silang pinipili na pamamaraan as long as it will ultimately serve the party's ends.
Well, for the record lang, may mga nagfi-feedback din na ano ko rin sa kalooban ko. Actually, hindi na po Marxist-Leninist ang China eh. Maoist na lang siya. Opo. And may mga Marxist-Leninist dito sa Pilipinas na kumikilos sa legal at kontra din sa ganitong at anumang klasing pang-aabuso ng China, bansang China o gobyernong China dito po sa atin. Just for the record, Deputy. And lastly po for Nika for today, yung isa pang remarkable thing that emerged dun sa statement ni Wang Fugoy, yung video statement niya dun sa video interview, ay yung alegasyon na sabi niya, the Chinese government uses the weaknesses of the individuals they want to tap to control them. At ang si Guo Huaping daw, ang weakness daw niya ay yung defective nationality niya. Ang dami pong lumabas dito sa Senate hearings, sa hearings ng House, ng Quadcom na how shall birth certificate. So then it seems to me that this network of field agents could be very vast. Baka hindi iisa lang. So may mga comments po ba ang Nika dito?
Madam Chair, I earlier mentioned the National Intelligence Committee, which meets regularly. Mataas po yan sa agenda ng NIC. And the NIC is also replicated at the regional level. When we say replicated po, lahat po ng government agencies as represented in the National Intelligence Committee chaired by the DG of NICA are also represented in the regional po. Ito po kinakascade na po natin pababa kasi po napansin mo natin whether we're talking about legitimate or cover businesses, higher education institutions, sister city agreements, cultural exchanges like the Confucius Institutes, even in our critical infra, the influx of illegal drugs, the acquisition of real estate, lahat po ito pinapasukan na po ng particular na bansa na pinag-uusapan natin. Kaya po ang pagtingin na po natin dito, not just at the national level, tinitingnan na rin po natin at the local government level po, Madam Chair.
Salamat. Maraming salamat, Deputy Director General Asidilio. Dalawang tanong lang para kay Mr. Tony Yang. So could I ask Miss Carolyn, tama po ba, to come to the mic para? Although sir, di pa rin ako naniniwala na hindi kayo marunong mag-Tagalog o Bisaya ng maayos. Tingin ko naiintindihan niyo yung mga sinasabi namin lahat. But anyway, sige, Miss Carolyn. Salamat. So, unang tanong ko po, Mr. Yang, kilala nyo ba si Shi Zhejiang? I want to show you this paper from the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project. Ang sabi po dito sa OCCRP paper, another brother, meaning a Yang brother, shares the title of Honorary President of the Philippine Chinese Youth Chamber of Commerce with Shi Lungkai, another Belt and Road entrepreneur, handling huge sums of planned investments in Southeast Asia. Ayon sa OCCRP paper na ito, kapatid daw ito ni Michael Yang. So it's either kayo po o si Hongjiang Yang. At ito daw si Shi Lungkai ay isang alias ni Shi Zhejiang. So yan na muna siguro, Miss Carolyn. Kung kilala ni Mr. Yang itong si Shi Zhejiang.
请问杨先生，您是否认识这位佘子江先生
不认识，
？I don't know him.
You don't know Shi Zhijiang. Do you know Shi Lukai?
您认识佘陆改吗
不认识，
？Not, I don't know him.
You don't know him. Kayo ba o si Hong Jiangyang ang honorary president of the Philippine Chinese Youth Chamber of Commerce?
你还是那个洪江林，就是这个年轻商会的名誉理事长吗？您是这个年轻商会的理事长吗？是。No, it's not. I'm not the honorary president of the Youth Chamber of Commerce.
So it's Hong Jiangyang who is the honorary president
那
of the Philippine Chinese Youth Chamber of Commerce.
那你知道这个洪江阳先生他是否这个年轻商会的名誉理事长吗？
我不知道他是不是那个名誉会长，我不知道。
I do not know if he is the honorary president of this Youth Chamber of Commerce.
You do not know. So if you don't know, it's possible that he is the honorary president, joint with Shi Jijiang or Shi Lukai. Sabi din po sa report na ito na in 2017, your brothers Hong Ming and Hong Jiangyang attended a Chinese Communist Party-sponsored conference in Beijing for overseas nationals as Philippine representatives of the All China Federation of Returned Overseas Chinese. Pakilang Miss Carolyn.
这里也据说，在2017年，你有参与，就是中国共产党他们举办的一个会议，你能证明这是对还是不对呢？对。
Your mic, sir.
我
See, sir, you understand me even in
我
English.
我
Sige po.
没有去参加过这种会议啊。
I never attended any of those kinds of conferences.
Not you, sir. Your brothers, Hong Jiang and Hong Ming Yang, attended according
您
to
的
this
哥哥，
report.
您的兄弟洪明和洪坚阳，他们是否参加这个会议？
这个我就不知道了。我们兄弟，我跟他们没有什么来往。
Okay. I'm not aware of this with my brothers because I don't have any interaction with them.
Well, you are the eldest brother. Even in Filipino and Chinese Filipino families, let alone pure Chinese families, I am sure the eldest brother or eldest sister knows. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. Mr. Yang, I want to show you this other document. This is from the next document. Okay, this is from the 10th National Congress of Returned Overseas Chinese. This is under the auspices of the Communist Party of China. And there are names here, Yang Hongjiang and Yang Hongming. So are you and your brothers assets of the Chinese Communist Party?
看看这个文件里面，这个名单有你的弟弟的名字，就是杨洪江，还有杨洪明。那您是否能确认他们俩是否这个党员？
这个我就不知道了，他们是不是党员，我真的不知道。
I do not know if they are members of this group.
Well, this was the 10th National Congress of Returned Overseas Chinese. This 10th National Congress was organized by the Communist Party of China. And Yang Hongjiang and Yang Hongming, your two brothers, were delegates to this Congress.
那这里有说明你的两位弟弟杨洪江和杨洪明他们就是当做这个会议的代表。那您怎么说？I'm not aware of this.
You're not aware. All right, I am informing you of this. This is a document of the Congress itself, organized by the Chinese Communist Party itself. And lastly for today, Mr. Yang, kilala nyo ba si Ma Dongli?
最后一个问题，您是否认识这个马栋李先生
不认识。
？I don't know him.
You don't know Ma Dongli. So I will leave this for now. But I know that a revelation about the Yang brothers is forthcoming when government reaches Zhejiang. Lastly, Mr. Sorry, Miss Caroline, please tell him first.
只是通知您，那如果我们对这个调查有进展的话，我们也会邀请他们两个。
好。
Okay. And just a follow-up question, Mr. Yang. Member ba kayo sa kahit anong Chinese organization dito or overseas?
请问你在菲律宾或是在国内有没有做一个任何集团的或是任何一个商会的会员呢？
我在卡加园那个中歌商会，卡加园烟系中歌商会，我是里面的会员。
So I am a member of the Chinese Business Chamber of Commerce in Cagayan de Oro City.
All right. Yun lamang.
只有这个吗？
Madam Chair.
只有这个，有没有其他的？
其他的没有了，就这个。
It's only this one.
Only this one. Senator De La Rosa.
Thank you, Madam Chair.